bibi ano pay na call Bawumia hono and Bawumia man two options. Bawumia can say it's either you go to court or you forfeit your position as the leader of the minority. That is why this afternoon Afenyo-Markin had to go to court.
Like I said, this week is going to be a long week. As I said, it is going to be about Sammy Gyamfi versus MPP. As Sammy MPP for no, authentic plus studios. Making sure to be like over subscribe and share. I'm a phone so any Ashe.
Have you ever heard me use the word extortion against any of my critics? Have you ever heard me? Why will I use this word now? And why have you not heard Afenyo say anything about that? Or challenge me? Or threaten to sue? So the MPP people talking, there are things you don't know.
Speaker, in the face of the allegations of extortion leveled against me, I have chosen to take high moral ground by submitting myself to the processes of the law. I have accordingly caused writs to be filed in suit number GT 1029/2026, entitled Osahin Alexander Afenyo-Markin versus Samuel Edu Gyamfi and Multimedia Group Limited at the Accra High Court, and suit number GR/AC/CC/C5/02/2026, entitled Osahin Alexander Afenyo-Markin versus Eric Ejay and Peace FM at the Achimota Circuit Court. I have every confidence that in the fullness of time, the court will make the appropriate determination on these matters. Mr. Speaker, I also await with bated breath that the man or the men who made the allegation will have the courage to report the matter to the police or the OSP or any investigating agency in this country. And I expect that if they muster the courage to report that I have extorted from them and I am invited, I shall submit myself to every investigation so that eventually my name is cleared. There is, Mr. Speaker, there is a limit to political discourse. There are lines that must not be crossed, and these red lines, once crossed, they must be dealt with. Mr. Speaker, I can modestly and humbly say that I have served in this position with integrity. I came into this office a man of hard work with determination, and I have achieved for myself what I have to do for myself, my family, and my constituents. Mr. Speaker, I work with clear conscience and with fidelity to the responsibilities entrusted to me. I say so without more.
Asem a edaho eye efutu PDD. Eye Afenyo-Markin ende ye sorry ye say Afenyo-Markin ese ode eye Sammy Gyamfi, Eric J, Multimedia, eni nkofo bebre bi court adan a ose opese okoyi ne ho ano when it comes to eye extortion asema ye de ato no so. Now, Afenyo-Markin, Mamen Chamo from the beginning and what actually transpired. Now, in the morning, early morning, Eddie say Afenyo-Markin ako Mahamudu Bawumia ho. Now, after their deliberation, no, Afenyo-Markin came out quickly. And I said, Dr. Bawumia has expressed full confidence in my leadership of the minority. And the moment Okansa same way, we started to dig to know what exactly happened at the meeting. Now remember, a same way about Gold Board, Bank of Ghana, extortion, echo almost a week. Afenyo-Markin is a lawyer. Afenyo-Markin has a law firm. Afenyo-Markin needs to protect his integrity. Afenyo-Markin went on several media networks. Afenyo-Markin is the leader of a minority group in parliament, once a majority leader. But the question everybody will be asking, and they say, I then Afenyo-Markin and take key action legally. In fact, at a point, Afenyo-Markin released his statement on his own Facebook page that he was going to take legal action against Sammy Gyamfi and the people who are saying, say, he is an extortionist and a blackmailer. Yet the next day, Oko Radio, so he ran away from that question. Yebusan said, now Afenyo, are you not going to take Sammy Gyamfi to court? And Hona Oka said, even Jesus Christ was attacked, and that him, Mr. S, get me the video, and that him, he's going to keep quiet because Jesus kept quiet. And this
we're going to court on the other issue regarding.
I have made certain.
I've seen your statement.
I'm saying I've made certain statements. I would rely on them without more. Don't rush. You see, in the Bible, Jesus was accused, wild allegations. He kept quiet and watched them. He could have done anything, but you see, when you are dealing with situations, the people of Ghana expect a certain level of maturity from me. The people of Ghana see that this is an accomplished businessman. He's been in the space for some time. He's leading a group. The tradition of the party MPP that I lead expects a certain level of conduct. So if I would be carried away with emotions, I will fail. It's not an emotional game. It's not a game that somebody attacks you, you should also react. No, you won't get it. There's always a bait in politics. But
you see this as a bait?
I'm saying that there is always a bait.
No, I'm asking you specific questions.
I'm saying that there is always a bait in politics. And don't underestimate. Opponents also have a strategy. I was a majority leader. I know how government operates. I know how government can divert attention. So I've been there. Because the government must hold itself together. So it can be throw this in. Today, social media, let's divert attention. Let's stay in the man. But look, Carlos.
Is that what is happening?
Carlos, in opposition, like I said, was Atufose not in court? Was it not worse than my situation? You get what I mean? So, as for this game, I want to assure the party that the mandate they gave me, God willing, that mandate will be discharged. We would work hard. The people of Ghana expect us to do nothing less. They expect us as minority to be forthright, to work hard, to hold the feet of government to the fire.
This morning was all over the place. And what was he doing? They know your radio teams and say, yeah, the MP before you penny, but they're not opia person who say, we are extortionist, and I say when you're extortionist. And are you going to admit that or not? So, and then Afenyo-Markin could not give a direct answer. Say, or the Sammy Gyamfi and now Omomoka so extortionist no ebeko court. That's fine. Now ena no pa yes sorry na Afenyo-Markin say or call Mahamudu Bawumia ho. Na one Bawumia kodi nkomo and anopa sorry you know even before and the Monday no yesterday when Afenyo-Markin was on TV he emphatically made it clear say ono oyefutu Jesus intenya dia obeko court bia na ono no sa case de hia no now and when Nigeria said the NPP caucus of parliament Afenyo-Markin kwaje $1 million na wa mo bi no edi no they wanted to sit with him one-on-one because I can tell you for a fact to say NPP 87 Omakano they know Afenyo-Markin is a thief. He took the money. That one is a fact. There's a group Omoha they want Afenyo-Markin to leave the front for somebody to occupy. It does not matter what because they know say or they understand say Afenyo-Markin has been tainted. And the minority caucus no, they are divided totally because there are some people in the minority caucus they know they can take that job because as we speak now, there's no way Afenyo-Markin, whatever happens in court or not, he's going to get that credibility to lead the MPP in parliament. They know. They made it clear this morning when they had a meeting. Now, Afenyo-Markin call Bawumia wanopano. Mahamudu Bawumia kachere Afenyo-Markin say He's giving him two options. Okay, it's either he go out there and sue Sammy Gyamfi, or by Thursday they will announce a new leader of the MPP in Parliament. These were the two things that Mahamudu Bawumia ekacha Afenyo-Markin anopawi. The reason why Mekajo say, look at the sequence, how things pan out from morning. Anopatututu no ko edie oko eye Bawumia ho. Now, the night before Oko Bawumia, which is yesterday, he granted an interview. Now, the question here is, if Afenyo-Markin was going to go to court today, time and journalist Libusa and say, are you an extortionist? He would have said, yes, I am going to court, so I'm not going to talk about it. But you see, time Yabusa Afenyo-Markin question no, before he went to Bawumia, no, Afenyo-Markin was still adamant. He was still in that position, say, he wasn't going to go to court. In fact,
situation.
it was a simple question. Are you going to go to court? But when to me, I'm answer. When it be, I no pay no call Bawumia hono, and Bawumia man two options. Bawumia can say, it's either you go to court or you forfeit your position as the leader of the minority. That is why this afternoon, Afenyo-Markin had to go to court. See, Oko Mahamudu Bawumia anopano. So now Afenyo-Markin obeko court from last week and Quebec catch him so obeko court. The last interview in Quebec catch him plain say he's going to court because he's not guilty. He's not an extortionist. He's not a blackmailer. But that time I know because I asked him no share Bawumia. Now onim meeting because one pay no what was going to come up. O share Bawumia no panana Bawumia catch and say what you have done. I am the leader of the party. Right now, your credibility is tainted. Leading this minority piglets, you have nothing on around you where gas beer anybody can trust your word. So Bawumia gave him two options. It's either you enter court to save yourself of the embarrassment, at least for now, or by Thursday this week, you will no longer be the minority leader. And I told you, this guy Afenyo-Markin, okay, say, Onko kuni bamfa meji tumi obeye. Oka cha Afenyo-Markin say, oncha ni party, no fankoji tumi Afenyo-Markin beye. He needs the power than anything else. That is why, reluctantly, on Peso beye, he ended up in court today. And you see what he did? Because he knows that he is guilty of what has happened. Do you know what he did? He intentionally, let me show you. Get me. No. I need a. He intentionally, because who made the statement? Sammy Gyamfi making a statement, right? From the onset, it was Sammy Gyamfi. He made it on two platforms, the press conference and when he went on Newsfile. Now, the person who made the statement, because he knows that if it is only Sammy Gyamfi or Osiwa case, they be quick, Afenyo-Markin sued Sammy Gyamfi. Afenyo-Markin sued a multimedia group. Afenyo-Markin sued Erica J. And then he basically added some people to it to blow the case up. Meaning, this case can never be dealt with within a month, 2 or 3. This case can be in court for the next 2.5 years. So instead of Afenyo-Markin just suing Sammy Gyamfi because it was going to be a one-on-one thing, no, he's giving the case a lot of branches. Because you see, now we are going to bring in multimedia, meaning everybody who was on that set, on that show, the producer, the receptionist, whoever was involved, they need to come in as witnesses. You don't take 6 months to do that. You don't take a year to do that. That is one. Now, anybody who was involved in the production, at this point, if multimedia decides to respond to this suit, every single person or what production more count, assistant producer one, caller, everybody is in there because it's multimedia you are suing. It is widening the case. Now he goes further to go add Erica J because he knows when he adds Erica J, he's still giving the case another branch. Then he adds Sammy Gyamfi. What he is doing now is that he's basically widening the case up. Because between other Sammy Gyamfi, within 2 months or a month, this case will be over and everybody know he's an extortionist. But what he's doing is that he's opening the case up, giving the cases a lot of branches. Send me a you started a case where I'm telling you, about 2 years or court. Because before you cross-examine every single multimedia person who was involved in that production, it is not going to take 2 weeks. It's not going to take 6 months. It's not going to take a year. It is going to, because they have objections. They are also going to interdict. They are going to interject. They are going to, even case management is going to take over 7 months. Because multimedia needs to get everybody in. Because Sammy Gyamfi needs to also get his people in. Eric J. So what this guy is doing is Onusei is guilty. But he's strategically protecting his position as the minority leader in Timako court. But I mean, you Sammy Gyamfi now, as some way by Eric J. Nkwane as some way by that you are an extortionist. Was it only Eric J. and Sammy Gyamfi and multimedia? 90% of the media in Ghana, they all spoke on this matter. Why have you singled out multimedia? Because the multimedia guys will help him drag the case. Because you see, Sa Obina Otuono or MPP ni. Sa Otele Kobra Santino Otuono or MPP ni. The production team, Sa Omo producer Cromfolo or Otele Koji Sikano or MPP ni. They can make sure this case is dragged for a long time. Because now, Eric J came on their show. They have every right to drag the case. Afenyo-Markin, he knows that extortion as well as Sammy Gyamfi can end no, but he is trying to buy time. Anytime I catch MPP for say, let's even say ye Jimmy and I say mwe Jimmy, which normal, which you people are foolish. What has happened alone would never leave Afenyo-Markin. He's going to live with it. In the history of the Republic of Ghana, this is the first minority leader who basically could not deny emphatically on TV in straight language that he never extorted anything from Sammy Gyamfi. He was never able to do it. This is the same person who is always backing and screaming. And I understand at Efutu, his own place, his competitor, who is the NDC candidate, Afenyo-Markin, basically set him up. When the guy spoke on it, in less than 24 hours, Afenyo-Markin was in court. How long has this statement taken? Over a week. And there's nowhere on any platform Afenyo-Markin was bold enough and emphatically in his statement that I never extorted anything from somebody. He has never been able to do that.
The Office of the Special Prosecutor at the public notice say allegations too harsh. They are going to look into it as well as say say Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin or extortionist and I say bia enyampa and afenso asam no ehia say bia ombe further investigation and I say bia omonye etebusia we or the same update about Alexander Afenyo-Markin and afenso Sammy Gyamfi issue na abeto about no authentic press series make sure so be like you subscribe and share am afofo so nya bi ahwe.